Do you want to stop pushing your volleys? Well, stay with me. I'm going to teach you how to punch the volley just like the pros do. Hey, it's Chris Lewitt here, top American junior coach and coach to many #1 juniors in the US. So with the power volley, my first recommendation is to use your legs better. So to get a really good leg drive into the volley. And what it kind of looks like is this, I'll kind of demonstrate that for you, is after your split step, which is like a mini long jump, split step, you can make a little pivot here with the right foot, or you can do a partial step with the right foot, and that's going to allow you to get this power lunge. Sometimes I call it a power crossover. And it's going to be a dynamic move that gets your whole body into the volley. So in this case, you won't have to make as much of a swing. You'll be able to generate a lot of the energy from the power from your legs. So if you imagine you make a good split, there's going to be a little shift here or a little partial step here, and then this left foot's going to come, and I'm going to make a power lunge on a diagonal. It looks kind of like this. Boom. And sometimes you can think about the old tennis tip, try to squash a bug. So when you make that power move, that dynamic, angular power lunge here, you can think about smashing a bug on the ground. Boom. Right? And so you get this, if you can get this dynamic action at the net, it's going to make your volley much more powerful. So it starts with kind of like the momentum of the split step, which is like a mini long jump. So I'm coming in, mini split step. It's going to be a little out step here, either a pivot here or a half step, and then I'm going to push off of this leg. I'm going to use the power of this leg to propel my body into the volley with a lot of energy. Boom. And as I'm coming through it, I'm going to make this punching action. And the backhand volley is the same idea. It's just a different movement of the arm. But you're going to do the same split step, pivot onto the left or half step, and then squash the bug with a powerful diagonal lunge. That's really the secret, and that'll give you a lot of power on the volley. Notice how I move forward dynamically here and make a big power step with the left leg. Notice also how my eyes are locked in, my head is still like a sniper as I punch forward. You can combine the head still, the forward dynamic movement, the explosion with the legs, and a good punching action. You're going to get a lot of power in the volley. You can see that here. Here on the backhand volley, it's very similar. You try to get a running start with the mini split step, and then you punch forward with the right foot. And the backhand volley is like a slice action with the arm, tricep extending high to low. Here's another angle, guys. Moving forward, notice how constant movement. Split step forward, and then power step forward. The eyes are locked in, the head is still. You can get really good stick on the ball that way. Also notice the good spacing, which is key. My second best tip for getting more power on the volley is to take a bigger swing. So many times at local clubs, coaches will say, don't swing, block the ball. That's good for a certain level, but if you want to take it to the high level and get the pro type power on your shot, you got to swing sometimes. When the ball is coming slowly, maybe when you don't have time to do your dynamic lunge, you just take this back further and you accelerate through. So you take a longer pathway. It doesn't have to be an excessive swing, but even on a slow ball, if you got a slow floating ball, many times you'll see the pros take a pretty large swing to put that ball away. So it's a myth that there's no swing on the volley. There's always a small swing, and the swing gets bigger depending on how fast the ball is coming. The rule of thumb is the slower it's coming, the more you can swing and generate pace. If you can combine tip number 1 with the leg drive with a nice medium-sized swing, you're going to get a really powerful volley, and the ball's not going to sit up. you're not going to push it at all. So imagine taking a longer pathway here, a little farther back, and then accelerating through, getting momentum, using some of the internal rotation of the shoulder here, the pecs, the deltoid to generate some pace here. Horizontal adduction. And on the backhand side, it's like a slice, very much like a slice, longer pathway. Now, if the ball's coming fast, I would just be like this. But if I have more time, maybe the ball's floating, I'm going to take this back a lot longer, maybe even wrap it around my neck and generate a lot of power. I'm going to bend my elbow and use my tricep to accelerate, bend and extend on the backhand side. And when you combine that with the legs, for sure you're going to get the most powerful volley you can. Good swing, medium size, smaller if the ball's faster, longer if the ball's shorter, longer if the ball's coming slower. And then if you combine it with the legs, it's going to be incredible. Okay, guys, here are a few examples where I'm up close to the net. I'm not really getting that power lunge to the ball, but I'm getting a big swing here, generating as much power as I can from the upper body, from the shoulder. And this is an example when the ball's coming slower, you can definitely add this to your repertoire to get maximum, put away speed so you can finish the shot on winners, in doubles. It's a great play. Here on the backhand side, you can see the same thing. Taking a big, long take back, trying to get more energy in the shot. That was a good, strong one there. You can definitely add the step, but you're getting most of the power from the big swing, the big back swing. That's the key. Okay, my third tip for power on the volley is squeeze, but don't squeeze all the time. Most people make the mistake of trying to squeeze and lock their hand and wrist all the time, and they can wear themselves down that way. Stay relaxed in your grip. Be very, very subtle here. Gentle on the grip until the moment of impact. And at the moment of impact, you got to squeeze and make everything locked like a brick wall here, like a steel beam. But you don't want to be rigid during the acceleration of your volley. So stay relaxed. Don't tighten anything from the wrist all the way up, even the elbow and the shoulder. Try to keep this relatively relaxed here. And then as you build to the ball, as you reach back, and I'm still relaxed here, and I go to the ball, boom, right at the moment of impact, I'm going to squeeze and tense everything up in my arm so I get that steel beam effect. And if you see the best volleyers in the world, I played on the lower level pro tour, and even at that level, the guys at the net are incredible. They're like a brick wall with their hands, the best volleyers in the world. So you want to get that, but you don't want to be like locked all the time. Number one, you'll wear your muscles out, you'll fatigue your muscles. And number two, you won't get that nice acceleration here. So everything's got to stay relatively supple and loose and fluid. And then at the moment of impact, boom, tighten up. Same on this side. Stay relaxed. Don't tighten here. Don't get locked right now. Stay relaxed. Keep the wrist relaxed. Keep the elbow relaxed. Shoulder relaxed. Everything loose. And then, yes, when you get to the impact, right about when you're making that foot stomp and you're stepping on the bug, squeeze at that moment and then relax again. Get ready for the next one. So there's this squeezing effect, this tightening and locking, but only at the optimal moment. Here we go, guys. I'm staying loose. And then I'm squeezing right at the moment of impact. Staying loose, squeeze right there. Staying loose, squeeze so you have a nice firm wrist and square racket at impact. Here I'm even letting I'm even making adjustments with my hand to relax my hand to get the tension out. You don't want tension ruining the shot. Try these 3 tips in your next volley practice and let me know which one gives you the most power. And please subscribe to get weekly breakdowns.